Good morning, dear students. I welcome to a continue class of social studies, that is 5th standard. Yes, and in the last class, I have taught you about desert of the world. Yes, so Sahara Desert is there, Kalahari Desert is there, Great Sandy, Gibson, Great Victoria, and Arctic Desert is here. Yes, so these are some important desert of the world. Yes, and there are mainly three types of desert. Yes, so first one is, it's very good, that is hot desert. Yes, next one is cool desert, and last one is cold desert. So these are the three types of cold desert. Okay, and in this class we are going to discuss about the climate of desert. Yes, so desert, it has a peculiar climate. Yes, and the days are extremely hot and the nights can get extremely cold. Yes, so desert, it has a very hot climate during the day, and it is very cold during the night. Yes, and as there is hardly any moisture in the desert areas, there is no cloud cover in the skies. Yes, so it has no cloudy skies. Yes, and the land is thus not protected from the fierce heat of the sun. Yes, and it heats up very rapidly during the day. Yes, so during the day, the climate of the deserts, it's very hot. Yes, and the sun sets the heat quickly, escapes into the atmosphere, and the land becomes cold. Yes, and during the night, the climate becomes cold. Yes, and there is a huge difference between the day and night temperature. Yes, as we know, in the day it has a very hot climate, and whereas in the night it is very cold climate. That's why it has a very huge difference between the day and night temperature. Yes, and the day temperature can reach as high as 50 degrees Celsius. Yes, so during the day it has a 50 degree Celsius temperature, and at night it fall to 15 degree Celsius even during summer. Yes, so it is very amazing. During day it has a 50 degrees Celsius climate temperature, and during night it falls to 15 degree Celsius. Yes, so the range of temperature will be around 35 degree to, that is 35 degree round. Yes, so approximately climate temperature of the desert region is 35 degree Celsius. So got it? So this is all about climate. Yes, it has a very hot day and it has a very cold night. Yes, so approximately at the night time 15 degree Celsius the temperature, and the daytime it has a 50 degree Celsius temperature. Yes, and the round figure temperature is 35 degree Celsius. Okay, and let's discuss about the next point, that is living things. Okay, so which are the things that are found in the desert region? Okay, so first one is plants. Okay, so here are so many plants. You can observe that plants in this picture. So only plants that can bear the extreme climate and scarce water are able to survive here. Yes, so you can observe here, beryl is there. Yes, hedgehog is there, and sanguro is there. So these are some important plants, and one more important plant is that is tree, the baobab. Yes, the baobab or bottle tree. It is mostly found in the Kalahari and the Australian desert. Yes, so it is very famous tree. That tree name is bottle tree. Yes, where does it found? Yes, it is found in Kalahari and Australian desert. Yes, so it has a bottle shape. Yes, and it hollows out as it ages, and this hollow trunk can store as much as 1000 liter of water. Yes, So the bottle tree, it has a capacity to store 1000 liters of water. Yes, so where, so this found in Kalahari and Australian deserts. Okay, and next so most desert shrubs have long roots that go deep underground in search of water. Yes, so in this desert region there are so many shrubs. So there they had a deep underground root because they want to search water. Yes, and these shrubs are also well spaced out. They do not grow close to each other. Yes, so the difference or the distance between the one shrub to another shrub is very far because they do not grow close to each other because the scarcity of water is, and some of them have a large network of shallow roots in order to absorb water quickly during the rare showers. Yes, so some of them, they have a large network of shallow roots because they want to absorb water quickly during the rare showers. Yes, and plants have few or no leaves to prevent loss of water through transpiration. Yes, so they don't have any leaves, and in case some of them have leaves, then those are either waxy or leafy in texture. Yes, and some plants have thicky and fleshy stems to store water. Yes, and as there are limited option for food in the desert, so these plants become food for the animals living there. So there is no another types of deserts, sorry, the plants. So that's why the plants, they become food for the animals living there. Yes, and in order to protect themselves, some plants have developed thorns to prevent animals from chewing them and sucking water. So in the desert region, the plants, it has a thorns. Yes, it has a thorns, so that's why animal can't chew these thorns. Yes, so they can prevent by animals. Okay, and some of them have an unpleasant smell or taste to deter hungry animals. So many plants, they have a thorns, that's why the animal can't eat them, and some of them, they have unpleasant smell or taste, so that's why the hungry animal, they can't eat these plants. Okay, so one more prominent plant is date palms. Yes, and it is found near oases. Yes, so oasis means where the water source is found in the desert region, that we called oasis. Okay, so let us discuss about next point, that is desert animal. Yes, so the hot desert are teeming with animal life. So there are so many animals are there. For example, desert hand George is there, thorny devil is there. Yes, Gabriel is there. Yes, bacterian camel is there. Next bilby is there, sidewinder is there, brown hyena is there. Yes, so these are some important animal are there. So prominently camel, it is known as the ship of the desert because it is used to travel from one place to another place. So that's why camel, it is known as ship of desert. So these are some important animal that found in the desert region. Okay, and desert are not hospitable place to live in. Yes, because the climate of the desert region, it is very very high temperature, that's why it is not hospitable place, and people have to struggle to find basic necessities like water, food, means of livelihood. Yes, because in the desert region there is no water source and the food and the means of livelihood, that's why it is not considered as a hospitable place. Yes, and the climate is also very rash. Yes, yet some people have made in their home and have been living in desert for centuries. We can group them under these categories. Yes, although the climate situation of the desert region, it is very very rash, although there are so many peoples, they are living in this tribes, sorry, they are living in desert region. So let us discuss which people they are living in this region. Okay, so primitive hunter and gatherers. Okay, so primitive hunters and gatherers. Yes, so uh, they are food gatherers and hunters. They don't grow crops and don't domesticate cattle. That's why they are living in that region. Okay, so among them Bushmen at Kalahari desert. So this is a tribe, they are living in this desert region. Okay, and their only work is gathering the food and hunting. Okay, so that's why they are living in this region. They don't know about cultivation, and also they don't know about domesticate cattle. That's why they are living in that region. Okay, so Bushmen, they are living in Kalahari desert. Yes, and they are using bones and poisoned arrow to kill animals. Yes, because hunting is their main occupation, and hunt antelopes and other smaller animals. And women collect honey, roots, grass and grubs, and they dig holes in the ground and suck water from it using a hollow reed as straw. Yes, and they also collect early morning dew from the leaves in ostrich eggshells. Yes, and they live in a small family groups in shrubs, which is nothing but a hollow dug beneath a thorny tree and surrounded by bushes. So that is, it is like hut that we call shrubs, and the Bushmen, they are living in shrubs. Okay, next another prominent is there, that is Bindibus of Australia. They are living in Worleys. Yes, so they use boomerangs and spears to hunt animals, hunt kangaroos, rabbits and birds, because they don't know any cultivation. Yes, and animal domesticating of cattle. Okay, so that's why they are hunting the animals. Yes, and the women, they are collecting grasses, roots, berries, molds and insects, and they live close to sources of water, as they have still not found a method to tap underground water and store it. Okay, so that's why they are living where the water source is available, and they live in a family groups in Worleys, which are simple shelters made from branches and tufts of grasses. That is a simple hut that is made by Worleys. Okay, so this is the house of Bindibus of Australia. Okay, next one is pastoral nomads. Okay, so Bedouins of Arabia. Okay, so more advanced than hunters and gatherers, and the people of Arabia. So rear animals like sheep, goats, camel, and some keeps horses too. So we have discussed about the Bindis of Australia. They are gathering food and hunting the animals. Now the Bedouins of Arabia, they are started to they are more advanced than the hunters and gatherers. Yes, and they are started to rearing animals like sheep, goats, camels, and some keeps horses too. And the animals, it provides them with all that they need: milk, butter, and at times meat also. Okay, and they used to skin of the dead animals for making tents. Yes, and clothing, footwear, water bags, etc. Yes, so they are using that skin by making tents. Yes, and they ride on animals instead of walking. Yes, you can see they are using camels. Okay, so they ride on animals instead of walking. Yes, and they move with their herds in search of water and green pasture. Yes, so they are moving for searching of green pasture, that is green grass, and water for their animals. Okay, and they need to travel light and they only carry essential things including tents, with them, and they wear thick loose mostly white colored to reflect the heat of the sun. Yes, so they are using white color garments because the white color it reflects the heat from the sun. Yes, and thick clothes also protect them from the stormy winds. Yes, and so this is all about Bedouins of Arabia. Okay, so Bedouins of Arabia ride on horses and live in tents and during summer and leather tents during winter. Okay, so Gobi Mongolians ride on yaks. So you can see here, so this is Gobi's Mongolians. So they are riding on yaks and they are living in yurts. Okay, so this is all about important desert of the world. Is, and we have discussed about the climate. Okay, so thank you for watching video.